Anyway, welcome to the Shop Floor Podcast. That's Doug. That's Mike. I'm Byron. Doug, since the last time we saw you, something happened to you.
Oh, I proposed to my girlfriend, and I'm getting married in October.
There you go, buddy.
Hooray!
Thanks. Threw
You
me off.
sound stoked.
No, you threw me off guard.
You hit him with a question he wasn't ready for.
Like, what happened to me? Oh, yeah.
It's a low pressure environment. It's a podcast.
Yeah, that's true, too. Yeah.
So,
So today on the shop floor, we're going to talk about hard truths and sad stories is what we titled it. We're going to talk about safety and how dangerous.
I did. I shared it with you. You're welcome.
We're going to talk about how dangerous the construction industry can be.
so it's going to be a real upbeat episode.
Oh, we can make it that way.
We're going to talk about fatalities before OSHA was established, when OSHA was established, what the statistics we have are about 10 years after 1971 when it was put into place, so it's 1981. Then we're going to jump into modern day.
71.
1971 was when it was established.
You said 81.
1981 is 10 years after it was
Oh,
established.
oh.
Yep. And then we're going to jump straight into modern day
My bad.
with the most recent as of 2023. Look over their fatalities and death, and we're going to talk about OSHA a little bit. And
Are those letters big enough for you, Doug?
I can read that. Good. I don't need the bifocals yet. Do you want me to?
yeah, go right on ahead, jump us in.
All right. So first off, before the establishment of OSHA in 1971, an estimated 14,000 workers were killed on the job each year. A significant number that included many in the construction industry. This represents a fatality rate of 150 to 200 per 100,000 construction workers in the late 1940s. After OSHA was established in 1971, accidents dropped dramatically going into the 80s. And in 1980, the fatality rate for construction workers of the United States was 25.6 per 100,000 workers. Falls were the leading cause of construction workers' deaths.
And I didn't get this on here. I forgot to add it on. But it was back when they were building the skyscrapers. That was they were starting to build those high rises.
Mm-hmm.
That was where a lot of the fall deaths were happening at.
Yeah. Well, you've seen the old picture of the ironworkers eating lunch on top.
Yeah, walking the I-beams.
Mm-hmm. That was back when they used to climb them.
Mm-hmm. Still when they were doing rivet.
Yeah. But as the years progressed, and we have come up with better safety practice and better standards, in 2023, the fatality work injury rate for construction workers was 9.6 deaths per 100,000 full-time equivalent workers. This rate is the same in 2022. There were a total of 1,075 construction-related fatalities in 2023. All right.
So, yeah, let's just jump on to that.
All right, now on to that they come up with a deal, the 4 common things that cause these deaths that were pretty much across the scale. They call it the Focus 4.
Is this going to be an OSHA meeting?
No,
No, not really.
not really. Just hang on.
Because I've already been through one of those this year.
Well, I guess you're going to sit through another one of them.
Well,
I don't want to.
What is not going
Just
to be
hang
that
on.
long?
We're just hang on. Mike, I'll let you read this off.
So the Focus 4 in the construction refers to the 4 leading causes of fatalities in the industry as identified by OSHA. These hazards are fall, struck by, caught in between, and electrocutions. Falls are a significant cause of fatalities and serious injuries in construction, accounting for a large percentage of the construction deaths. Struck by, this refers to being hit by objects, vehicles, and machinery. When we get on later down,
That's an impact.
that's a rattle gun.
That's an
rattle
impact.
gun. We'll get to that later. Just hang on.
So the struck by, if we had my
Oh, interesting. You notice how none of them say rattle. They all say impact.
Now look, rattle gun, electric ratchet impact. Eat
Where?
shit. Right there.
Where?
Go
Where?
over.
Where?
First one.
Where?
First one.
Right there?
Up.
Nope, not
Yeah.
there. No, it's not there. Impact.
A rattle gun more
Impact,
commonly
dumbass.
Read the first line.
No. I've never heard rattle gun. That is made up. You're making it up.
So back on the topic of struck by, if I had my dad here, he would have more in-depth stories. I already got it pulled up on here.
Well, I'm looking so he can see it.
He'd have more stories on the struck by. He's worked union construction, mainly bridge construction, and pretty much anything that involves tying rebar and iron.
He's been around.
He's been all over. But he's seen vehicle accidents. He's seen cranes drop their stuff. Cables snap. People fall. Stuff fall from the top of the buildings and hit somebody. It's just. It is dangerous. If you don't pay attention and you don't watch what you're doing, you're going to get hurt.
We have a phrase we always say: keep your head on a swivel. You always got to pay attention to what's going on around you.
So the caught in between. This involves being trapped or crushed between objects, machinery, or structures, and electrocutions. Well, there, as it puts, it's a serious hazard in construction, particularly when working with electrical equipment or near power lines. I would say our friends, the Sparkies, the pole dancers. They, your face, you just about
glorified electric fence builders.
Yeah. Drew, if you're watching this, buddy, you are a pole dancer. And you
it's
are
okay. We still love you, okay?
I think
still have a place at home.
I think he loves the term indoor Sparky. More than anything, ever.
Oh, you know he's going to hate that.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what? He's not
Call
here,
him low voltage next time.
Low voltage?
Low voltage.
That's so mean. I love it.
So that's the focus for just, as Doug put it, keep your head on a swivel. If you're on a big construction site and you have multiple things being built around you, or it's a high rise or anything like that, you got stuff falling. Nothing's ever going to run perfect.
No, and
ever.
Just don't be a dumb.
Well, you cannot be a dumb. Still take a pipe or something falling off a fourth story floor or a fifth story. Shut the fuck up.
Say it again.
No. Floor.
Say cinnamon.
I think you should eat shit. And still die to it, even if you're being careful.
I think a little bit of that Southern twang came out that one.
Fuck off. But I'm gonna let Doug jump into this and kind of give his reference because I hate you, and I hope you get to edit this out later.
Leave it on.
But you work more on the jobs that are with.
I got some personal stories I could tell. So I was working at a precast plant. I mean, not technically, it was the same idea. I was around the cranes and heavy. And these panels, we used to flip them up on their side. And mind you, they weighed about 30,000 pounds a piece. To sandblast them. Flip them up on their side to sandblast them. I remember we literally just had it hooked up and we was picking it up sideways. And it literally just came off the ground. I remember the crane operator hollered at me on the radio, goes, "We're setting it back down." Well, my first reaction is, well, I have to get dunnage or whatever, some styrofoam underneath of it so we don't chip it. I didn't know what was going on. Didn't think, tell me. He gets it down and he gets it cocked about like that. And the lifter that I had it hooked up to ripped out. And the thing went slamming back down to the ground. I started out from me to you away. And then by the time I seen that thing come ripping out, I just took off.
Yeah.
But, you know, well, it would have made me a pancake if I'd have been underneath of it.
Dad's had close calls with that too when he was getting into ironworking.
Yeah.
They've had they've had a truck back into a guy before.
Yeah.
It's just, there's so many
There's-
things.
The purpose of why I want to do this episode, or why I brought this, is I don't want to bullshit anybody and thinking, oh, well, everything's fine. They got OSHA. No,
We're going to rip the Band-Aid off and tell you it's a dangerous job.
It really is. That's why there's a lot of places that pay so well, because of the dangers that comes with it. And generally, the more dangerous the job, the more it pays.
Look at underwater welding.
You read my mind.
I say look at underwater welding.
Look at them offshore drilling rigs.
Yeah.
They're some of the best paid jobs you can find, but it ain't the safest.
No. Even with all the OSHA standards and all the safety stuff and all the new equipment, you can still get hurt just as easy as if you didn't have it.
Well, OSHA's got a lot of good points, and it's got a lot of bad. Like, you can't, once you're 6 feet up, you're supposed to be tied off.
I'm not doing that.
Well, back whenever I first started in the industry, when we was doing structural walls, climbing up and down on the forms, we used to never tie off. We'd climb up to the top and then tie off. Now they're so strict, the second the bottom of your foot hits 6 foot, you better start tying off or you're getting kicked off the job.
Don't you wear a bicycle helmet now?
No. I've been working finished buildings.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
So here's...
I have that photo saved. I'll send it to you. You can put it on the page.
You want to walk home tonight, don't you?
It's pretty good.
I hate those dang things. I like
That's
a good
pretty
old...
much what he looked like. Right there. There he is.
That's great.
I love my turtle shell hard hats. I love my turtle shells.
I mean, my dad's told stories where the hard hats they're there to help protect you, but sometimes they just end up being a soup bowl.
Well, and then,
Yeah. He's got some pretty bad stories.
Well, when I was an iron worker, we had to wear that hard hat every day, and it saved me a few times. Just because, you're in the lift, and you've got big I-beams above you, and sometimes you overshoot the lift, and you just skim it, and you go, ooh, man, that could have been bad. End up with a concussion.
I've had electricians drop crap on me before. They'd be up in the lift, I'd be underneath of them.
Well, electricians don't care.
No, they don't.
I do.
One thing I like about Drew? He's got a shocking personality.
That is true.
Very
Very low voltage personality, though.
You hate me for that, don't you?
Low voltage?
No, the shocking personality.
Why would I hate you for that?
Oh, I didn't know that was a dad joke.
Okay, well, I like dad jokes.
Okay, I didn't know.
So.
Because I made the joke about
I
Ben
want
Frank.
to be a dad. So, I gotta warm up.
There was one incident. We was doing a parking garage, and there was the company that was pouring the concrete, and then they subbed out to another company that was building the deck. And the company that was building the deck, going up in the parking garage, told one of the laborers, "Hey, start kicking the 4x4s out to where the concrete was already hardened, set up, and get them 4x4s up, and they'll start pulling them pans out, moving them on down." He went too far and got into where they was pouring concrete at the time, and it just, you should have just seen it, just went down. Laborers and concrete finishers got hung up in the rebar and stuff, but luckily, I will give the ironworkers credit. They tied it off so good that it kept the people from falling.
It stayed.
It stayed. When the concrete went down through, it held everybody there. Kept them from falling down to the next floor.
Saying it's not just deaths you got to worry about, it's just injuring yourself in general. I mean, I've done my fair share of stupid stuff that I've realized, well, fuck. I know not to do that next time. It's just sometimes you're in a rush and shit happens.
Yeah.
I've tore the end of my thumb up I've tore the end of my thumb up with a paddle bit, and I ripped the whole nail off and took a whole 1/4 inch chunk out of the side of it.
Well,
How'd that feel?
Yeah, fuck.
I'll bet.
Blew straight out of the side of the 2x4, and before I could let go of that trigger, it had traveled about a foot going this way.
that's just like this scar right here.
Did you get it back?
No, they took it. It actually, I don't know where the chunk went. I literally think
Mommy, did you?
No, I was at that point. I was climbing down the ladder like this with my hand cupped because I didn't want to bleed all over the brand new painted siding. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're not animals.
No. We're civilized to a point.
We'll bleed on ourselves. I do think that roof though in North Carolina still has my blood inside the rafters.
Nice.
Oh, there's a lot of places got trace.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure every house I've been in has either made me bleed or got its blood sacrifice.
I cut my fingers a lot at that place.
I really believe every house I've been to wants a blood sacrifice. Because I have bled in every single one.
That one was from Colorado. That one was pretty deep.
Speaking of Colorado, just got back from there from a job.
Oh yeah. How was
It was pretty. They had pretty much where they wanted this house at. They had dug out the entire side of like a little shale mountain. I don't even know how many dump trucks worth they took out of that thing, but they just grinded the whole mountainside down.
And how much TNT did they use?
It was shale.
It was just shale.
It was just shale. That's what the whole side of that thing was.
Shale?
Shale. That layered crumbly rock.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that black stuff. All I'm saying though is that last 40 miles of that trip was pretty. The other 720 sucked. Flat and boring.
See the dog run away for 2 weeks.
I swear to God, I seen a town that I thought was 30 minutes away. Turned out it was an hour and a half.
Tell us about the ride back.
Oh God, I got home at like 4 in the morning.
Who greeted you?
This man. I walked through the fucking door.
Why was I there?
Because I missed my own father's birthday. So Byron is at my dad's birthday party and he decided to stay the night. And I walked through the door at 4 in the morning.
You were pretty mad.
Hey, can we start episode 1 up real quick and just watch the first 10 seconds?
Why?
Why? Just to see how you were.
Okay, well, let me see. You were mad at me because you showed up 4 hours after your dad's birthday.
Absolutely.
And then I was mad at you
because you walked.
It was your dad's birthday. It was
you walked up to me.
Your dad's birthday.
Like, hi, buddy. And I'm like, get
you know
the
what?
fuck away.
Because I was happy to see my friend. I haven't seen him in a while. Okay, excuse me for
I was tired.
for wanting to be around you. Okay,
I was tired.
But here's the thing.
We had breakfast the next morning, you arse. I would have seen you anyway.
What did you just call me?
You fucking arse.
Arse?
Yeah, you're
Are you
an arse.
British?
Go fuck off.
Crumpets and tea?
You're ugly.
But you showed up 2 hours late to a podcast, so that's why I was mad at you. But you were mad at me because you showed up late to your father's party. So I mean, it's fine.
You wanted to talk to me at 4 in the morning.
No, I didn't want to talk to you. I just wanted to say hi and greet you.
It was better than mine and his idea. Me and him was going to sit in the shop all night until he finally showed up, and then I'm like, I'm getting a little cold.
I don't think you would have made that.
No.
You'd have been asleep on the couch.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that an old joke?
No.
Only if you think it that way.
We made a no joke, so.
Yeah. Well, you're the one.
It's only 30.
Oh, hey, they say 30 is the new 20.
They don't say that. I've never heard someone say that.
Jesus Christ.
Trying to make myself feel better here, damn it.
Oh.
You're just shooting him down.
Poor Doug.
These two apps
What did we do?
decided, well, wasn't it you that asked me how the Great Depression was? And then you turned
No, that was Drew.
That was Drew.
Yeah.
And then you asked me what kind of man Ben Franklin was.
Oh. When did I ask you that?
Been about a month ago. A
Oh.
month or so ago.
Gosh,
How was it when the Model
that sure
T
was
came out?
rude of me. What'd you say?
I asked him how was it when the Model T came out.
How was it?
Went slow. It only went 25 miles an hour.
Did it really?
I don't know.
Oh.
I was really
You'd be the
hoping.
one
I
to
was
know.
really hoping he'd say yes because I was just gonna snowball off that.
Wait a minute.
We was too poor to afford a car.
What? Oh, because of the Great Depression. I get it.
So how did you get to school?
Walked uphill both ways in the snow.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, he's old.
Oh, look at that.
40 to 45 miles
Didn't
an
think
hour.
that was going to be it.
I think it's got 100.
20 horsepower.
Wow.
Not bad. Oh, I heard. It was a four-banger.
On July 14th, 1999, 3 iron workers and a suspended personnel platform monitoring the hoisting of a roof section died after falling approximately 300 feet to the ground when their platform was struck by the collapsing heavy lift crane. The crane, known as Big Blue, was lifting a section of the stadium roof weighing over 450 tons. Several environmental factors contributed to this accident, including the wind and the soft soil. The wind speeds that day were 20 to 21 miles per hour with a gust of 26 to 27, and the boom of the crane was rated to 20 miles per hour as the crane sank about a foot into the soil when it initially lifted the roof section earlier that morning. Following the collapse, the OSHA investigated the job site and issued citations to 3 firms: the Mitsubishi Heavy Industries of America, Inc., Lampson International, and Danny's Construction Company. Final penalties were reduced later in litigation and settlement. The specific violations were cited in Exhibit 1. We're not going to go through all the
Litigation.
Yeah. Let's see.
So
even if the fateful day was to be ignored, OSHA had previously responded to several incidents on the site, including an employee fell 80 feet surviving, a grinder wheel bounced off a surface being smooth and hit a user in the leg. Ooh. A 25-ton roof section shifted in a sling and broke a man's leg. He's lucky that's all he broke on a 25-ton fucking roof section shifting.
Right.
And then an explosion occurred while a heater was being lit, which burned 2 employees.
Well, this crane falling, here's the backstory to it that they don't talk about. The original crane operator hired to run that told the company, so when it comes to being a crane operator, you have full responsibility of everything that goes down. You get the final say so. No, we're not going to fly today. No, we're not doing nothing today. It's too windy. The crane operator is the one who gets the final say so, and there ain't nothing the company can do about it. Crane operator don't want to lift anything that day because of the wind or anything, bad conditions. Now, here's the thing, though. The crane operator shut it down, wouldn't do it. And they fired him, and then they hired someone that would do it, which is a huge no-no. You're not supposed to do that. That's actually wrongful termination because he gets the final say-so. If that's why they get paid. They get paid quite a bit because, let's say someone's running the crane and I'm giving them signals. I give them a bad signal as a certified signaler, and it hurts somebody, it still falls back on him.
Mm-hmm.
So they get paid a lot of money.
Because even if you give them signs and they don't like where that's going, they don't have to listen.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I met a few that don't.
I've met a couple working with crane operators. A lot of them are probably some of the most down-to-earth people, though, I've ever met.
There's some good ones.
But I've met a couple that are very, very particular.
But you get them companies that try and push some crane operators. Like, no, these guys literally, they can shut it down. And there ain't nothing you can do about it. Yeah, you can fire them. But like union halls, there's 101 up in Kansas City. You fire a crane operator up there and he gets a hold of that hall, and they'll come down and shut that job down. And say, listen, this ain't right.
Say,
But OSHA's one of them. And there's something wrong with the cranes or anything. But
It was a on the crane. There were so many different factors that had ended up leading to that one. There, like the wind, the soil was way too soft for that
This
crane.
one?
Yeah,
Yeah.
for that crane to be lifting up that.
It
section
should
of
have
road.
been. They should have built it up.
Well, when
And
when the crane sinks a foot into the soil,
It's too soft.
it's way too soft. And once that crane sunk in the front and all that weight shifted to the boom, there once you get to that point, there ain't no stopping it. It's
Well,
going down.
Now, see, in Kansas City, if you're inside the city itself, you get a lot of tower cranes. You don't mess with those boom cranes like that.
No.
You get a lot of the tower cranes.
Moral of the story: if your boss wants you to do something and you don't think it's safe, do not do it, because it is a lot easier to get fired from a job
It's a lot easier to get a new job and be dead.
than to have your boss explain to your mother what happened.
Or your wife, or whoever.
God forbid your kids.
Yeah.
At the end of the day,
You got one life.
yeah, you got one life, and don't risk it doing sketchy stuff
Mhm.
because some companies you can be replaced within a week.
Well, heck, you get killed on the job, they'll have your help wanted sign up before your obituary.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So like if you know that you've seen someone else do it, and you think, oh, I can do that, don't.
If it doesn't whether or not it is safe or not, if it doesn't feel safe,
Listen to your gut.
don't do it, because your nerves are more likely to get you killed than anything else.
Yes.
Well, that's what kills a lot of them red iron workers. Iron workers.
Yeah.
Is they send an apprentice up top to connect or whatever, and they're standing up there and they freeze.
Mm-hmm.
Because they get up there, oh crap, I'm up here quite a bit. Same with carpenters that build scaffolding going up 300-400 feet up the power
That's-
plant side.
Some of those.
Your legs are
I've
shaking, you
seen-
slip, and you're dead.
I've
Yeah.
seen so many horror stories on scaffolding builders.
Mm.
Jesus.
That's why you think, out of all the years I've been a carpenter, I'm certified scaffold builder. I am licensed to go do it. I won't.
I wouldn't want to touch it. After hearing some of those stories, like I
'Cause you
ain't got
build-
the balls for
I was
that.
about to say, you're literally, you're just playing connect the dots going all the way up. You get up and then you start sliding your deals and you climb up there and then you start building up, slide it up, and you just shimmy it all the way up to the top and you take power plants or whatever. You're up 300-400 feet, hanging off the side of a building.
Oh,
Gust it, and then buildings, in case you didn't know, they do this the whole time. You don't feel it whenever the building is done and the windows in and stuff, but during the whole construction of it, that building just sitting here swaying
Swaying.
back and forth.
And a better piece of advice: have a battle buddy. Have someone with you at all times. Like,
Always be aware of your surroundings.
make sure someone knows where you are
Yes.
all the time, because
Let's
there's
say
there's
you-
this story called the Bricklayers Incident Report, and how terrible things can go if you're left by yourself. Here's the clip right now.
We can continue.
I'm gonna insert.
He's
You
gonna-
go
he's
ahead.
gonna insert it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But,
Were you waiting for me to tell the whole story
Yeah, he
now?
was.
I was like, are you telling me
But-
again? I'm like, what are you doing?
But
This is called the Bricklayers Incident Report. This is from 1958. This is a report from 1958. So, starts off. I fucking love this. You guys are gonna love this. Dear Sir, I am writing in response to your request for additional information in Block 3 of the accident report form. I put poor planning as the cause of my accident. You asked for a more full explanation, and I trust the following details will be sufficient. I'm a bricklayer by trade. On the day of the accident, I was working alone on the roof of a new 6-story building. When I completed my work, I found that I had some bricks left over, which when weighed later, were found to be slightly in excess of 500 pounds. Rather than carry the bricks down by hand, I decided to lower them in a barrel by using a pulley, which was attached to the side of the building on the 6th floor. 6 floors up, barrel, pulley, going all the way down. Securing the rope.
I can already see where this is going.
Securing the rope at ground level, I went up to the roof, swung the barrel out, and loaded the bricks into it. Then I went down, untied the rope, holding it tightly to ensure a slow descent of the bricks. This is an important note.
He tied it around him.
No. He held onto it tightly. Okay? You will note in Block 11 of the accident report form, I weigh 175 pounds.
I'm gonna guess he had a little bit more than 175 pounds of bricks in that motherfucker.
500 pounds!
Holy shit!
Oh, dude.
Not enough pulleys.
So is this gonna end up being a Looney Tunes scene where this motherfucker gets shot up 6
Pretty
stars?
much.
Oh god.
Due to my surprise at being jerked off the ground so suddenly, I lost my presence of mind and forgot to let go of the rope. Needless to say, I proceeded at a rapid rate up the side of the building.
Oh fuck.
In the vicinity of the 3rd floor, I met the barrel, which was now proceeding downward at an equal impressive speed. This explains the fractured skull, minor abrasions, and broken collarbone, as listed in Section 3 of the accident report form. Slowed only slightly.
And this time, even after hitting the barrel, that motherfucker's still holding on. God,
we got 3 floors up. What are you gonna do? You're not gonna let go.
I'd hate to shake that fucker's hand. He's got a grip strength from hell.
I continued my rapid ascent, not stopping until the fingers of my right hand were 2 knuckles deep into the pulley. Fortunately, by this time, I had regained my presence of mind and was able to hold tightly to the rope, in spite of beginning to experience a great deal of pain. At approximately the same time, however, the barrel of bricks hit the ground and the bottom fell out of the barrel.
Oh, no.
Now devoid of the weight of the bricks, that barrel weighed approximately 50 pounds. I refer you again to my weight. 175 pounds. As you can imagine, I began a rapid descent down the side of the building. In the vicinity of the 3rd floor, I met the barrel coming up. This accounts for the 2 fractured ankles, broken tooth, and several lacerations of my legs and lower body. Here, my luck began to change slightly. The encounter with the barrel seemed to slow me enough to lessen my injuries when I fell into a pile of bricks.
There was a broken water main that was softening the soil. Oh, and the roof section that had that crane picked up way exceeded the crane's rated load limit.
I can believe that. Well, you got to think, when you're up and out like that, the farther out you are,
The heavier it gets.
yes. So,
Well, when we were picking up those in Colorado, that crane was rated for 25 tons.
it was just, I figured they'd use like a 90-ton crane.
Unless it's the big ones, then we have to get a bigger crane. But that one section weighed 25. Well, it was 24.
You was
24,500.
you was kissing cousins to.
So we got
Almost
it
overload.
up, and when he had to boom it out,
What?
when he had to
Say
boom
it
it
again.
out, he was at 25,500.
Say that again.
Kissing cousins to almost overloading the damn thing.
That's what I thought you said.
When he boomed it out to set it down, when he had to get across, he was at 25,500. So he was about 500 over.
Yeah.
And they can push that within a 10% margin.
So they do that with about anything, your straps and all this and that. It's rated. It can handle more than what it's rated for, but they do that as a safety factor. They say, "Oh,
Well, when I
let's-"
start hearing in the cab, beep, 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 I know he's starting to get a little tensy.
Yeah. Ugh. But
Oh,
I am happy.
other than the 3 deaths on that, there was 5 non-fatal injuries along with it.
It's not funny, Doug. God. Guys getting killed on the job, you think it's funny. Asshole.
Sitting there typing, insulting me.
What did he say?
You're gay.
Tool of the week. First
Oh,
thing-
God.
Rattle gun.
Impact.
Impact. Quarter-inch impact. Rattle gun.
Is that recording?
Whatever.
Yeah, I already clicked it.
Cool.
You
Impact. Do you hear any rattling?
Yeah, when it starts ugga-dugging, that thing rattles like
It will
crazy.
ugga-dugga.
Yeah.
It will ugga-dugga a 3-inch screw into a 4-inch board.
Okay. Is it rattling?
It rattles when you
It
start
rattles?
impacting.
Is it rattling now?
No, it ain't rattling.
It's not rattling now. Interesting. Interesting.
Can you shake it?
Nothing's rattling.
I hear it rattling.
There's no rattling.
What do you think it is, a DeWalt?
Interesting. I have a piece of your property right now. You watch your mouth, okay? You don't you dare solely the name of DeWalt
Dan,
again.
here we go. So the tool of the month was an impact, aka a rattle gun. We're about to watch the DeWalt and the Milwaukee showdown.
I like DeWalt, okay?
That's
I can
why
take-
I said,
I'm offended. I am
I can
offended.
take it or leave it.
I'm sorry.
You should be sorry.
Can I have my Milwaukee back?
No, it's in timeout right now.
But those are probably single-handedly the most used thing ever I use.
You can, and they make everything for them now. Your drill bits, your apexes. I don't know why I went blank. Your apexes and all that.
Yeah.
All fits.
There's
in.
one gadget that has single-handedly reinvented the entire world. It's not the cell phone. It's not the pocket watch. It's not the car. It's an impact. An electric impact.
Non-corded.
These are
Non-corded impact.
Non-corded impact.
So here's why I went with the Milwaukee.
Oh, and if you guys
This
didn't
will
know,
go.
that battery will turn lights on a tractor and will
It'll jumpstart your truck.
jumpstart your truck too.
It's got a little plus and a minus sign for positive and negative.
Now, who told you about this?
Thank you, Mike.
You're welcome.
I did not know it was physically possible for this little thing to jumpstart a truck. And yes, it will. I've done it.
Yeah, you've
Dude.
tested that?
I've tested it.
Okay.
Get 2 little pieces of wire, stick it on the battery, dip, turn it over.
When did your battery die that you need to use that?
Don't ask questions.
Touche.
So anyhow,
No, I blew his mind one night when we were working on his tractor, trying to figure out if the lights would work on it, and I unplugged the connectors and put 2 wires in
he
that.
goes, where's your Milwaukee batteries? I said, what in the world do you need a Milwaukee battery for? He goes, we're going to turn the lights on with it. I was like, there's no way that this will turn this on. I was wrong.
Very. And I shocked myself. That was fun.
I didn't.
And I've about burnt your tractor down too, so don't hold that on me.
Why does it always get dangerous every time you show up?
Because you begged me to do the stupid shit.
Yeah. Well, why?
Safety. OSHA. Don't do what he does. Don't do what I do.
Time to do some sketchy shit.
Doo-dah, doo-dah.
Do you notice how it's never on the job site that we almost die?
Come with
It's
me.
in the back of your shop working
and
on
you'll
something.
see. In a world of OSHA violations.
And I'm HR's worst nightmare.
Okay. Anything more about the impact?
Okay. So, this is why I went the Milwaukee route. This will work on anything cordless Milwaukee makes.
That's great.
DeWalt, I'm not downing them. I can buy anything Milwaukee. This will work on anything that Milwaukee buys, whether it's regular or Milwaukee fueled, whatever. The M18 works on. DeWalt, they have DeWalt, and they have their Volt now, and this and that. You got to buy a different battery for everything that they make.
They've got generations like.
They do.
They got
Like a truck.
generations, but Milwaukee, you can use
M18
every battery on
across
everything.
the board.
Yeah.
Whether it's this, a hammer drill,
But I will not move from DeWalt. You will not sway me.
that's fine.
Yeah.
Now
Not
let's talk.
everyone has good
Now let's
taste.
talk about the Makita saw that takes 2 freaking batteries.
Oh,
Instead
I
of
hate,
just
I
one.
hate that. I hate that. Are you dead? No, the one battery died, and the saw just said hell with it.
This came out a few years ago. I think it's dead in the water now. But this is from NPR. A tall and narrow stripe of a city, more than 105 miles long, teeming with 9 million residents and running entirely on renewable energy. That's the vision Saudi Arabia's leaders have for the line, part of a giga project that will reshape the kingdom's northwest. Newly revealed design concepts show a futuristic walled city, its open interior enclosed on both sides by a mirrored facade.
We just got a special weather statement. Moderate until almost 850.
We'll play firefighter after this is over.
Hi, buddy.
Hi. May I continue?
No.
You may.
Thank you, Doug. Stretching from the Red Sea eastward across the desert into a mountain range. New stats and designs revealed on Monday include it will be 200 meters wide, roughly 220 yards, in freedom units. Residents will be able to run errands with a 5-minute walk. There will be no cars or roads. High-speed rail will carry people from end to end in 20 minutes. It will cost hundreds of billions of dollars to build. Now,
I remember seeing this.
yes. Now, if you remember, OSHA only exists in the United States.
Yes.
How many people do you think will be killed in this project?
Well, take a look at the Hoover Dam. How many people died during the Hoover Dam?
I don't know.
I don't know either. A lot. Mike, you on it?
I'm on it.
Thanks, Angel.
You're welcome.
So, I mean, that was a big thing back when that was being built. I don't have a clue how much.
You don't remember it?
I don't how much.
96.
You don't remember being there?
I was there to top it off, but I didn't start at the bottom.
Hoover Dam death is a
Wait,
construction.
26?
No, the construction work on Hoover Dam took its toll, and 96 men were killed on site in industrial accidents. Others died from heat or carbon monoxide poisoning that occurred whilst working. 6 deaths being company employees. Being 6 company employees. The rest were, I guess, hired out labor.
While the project supporters tout the line's zero emissions and a smaller footprint than conventional cities, critics note that those utopian ideals will come at an environmental price. Aims to diversify the kingdom's economy and help it respond to the climate change. You think they care?
They don't.
They don't care.
They don't.
It will be done by 2030.
Wait, so this is called the NEOM Development Project.
And it's a... Okay.
Yeah.
Well, all I can say is good luck to that. I'd say a lot of workers are going to be hurt and killed over it.
Yep. They don't have OSHA.
OSHA's got its good points and it's got its bad points. It does keep the companies at bay where they can't, demand you go out and do sketchy shit to get killed. But,
That was called the Total Environment one, right?
Yeah.
Yes, it isn't. It is still currently in progress, and the construction of the compound wall is scheduled to start soon. Specifically, the project Total Environment Apartments is in the new launch stage with RERA approvals, and construction is scheduled to begin June 15th, 2025.
Well,
This project includes natural-themed environments and world-class amenities.
Well, if somehow you're watching this over yonder,
Please send us pictures of how this turns out, if it does.
just if you are looking to hire anybody, reach out to
oxmidwestern@gmail.com. That's OXMIDWESTERN@gmail.com. I'm going to show you this headline. And I want you to read it, and I want you to breathe it in.
Got it. Man found guilty of murdering he friend he thought Simon Bigfoot.
That's enough internet for today.
He said he saw a 12-foot tall Bigfoot downstream and heard Knighton howl into a drainage pipe. What?
Wait, a man who told investigators that he killed his friend because he thought the man was summoning Bigfoot to kill him was convicted Wednesday. A judge ruled that Larry Sanders, 55, it's always a Larry, is guilty of murdering...
Did they drug test him?
Oh, we're getting to that. Is guilty of murdering Jimmy Knighton during a fishing trip in July of 2022. Sanders reportedly confessed to killing Knighton during interviews with agents of Oklahoma Bureau of Investigation. On Wednesday, he took to the stand and told the courtroom about how he thought strange things began happening the day of the murder. He said that he saw a 12-foot tall Bigfoot downstream, and he heard Knighton howl into the drainage pipe.
Now, I will say, if we ever go fishing out in the woods and you start walking around with your shirt off, I might just shoot you because you do have enough hair to be Bigfoot.
It's been cut down. Sanders said that Knighton had pointed out a fish to him and was telling him to get that fish. Sanders then said when he told Knighton he didn't want to get that fish, Knighton kept telling him to. Sanders told the courtroom that he began to feel suspicious and believed Knighton was planning on drowning him, floating his body downstream to feed them the Bigfoot. Later on that afternoon, Knighton and Sanders got into a physical fight, and during the altercation, Sanders strangled Knighton, resulting in his death. Yes, there was monsters in the woods that night, but it wasn't Bigfoot. It was Larry Sanders.
District 22.
Now, how much meth would you have to be on?
That poor dude's got to be like on some PCP or other shit.
Bath salts.
No, yeah.
That almost reminds me of the deal that happened in Florida years ago. Remember that? The Florida zombie?
Oh, dude, when bath salts were
Yeah.
freaking raging through every big town.
But, Mike, let's say you and I are going on a fishing trip together, which would never happen, but, because I don't like fishing that much. But, just imagine, we're fishing, and I look at you and I go, Mike, a bitch. Did you bring Bigfoot here?
I'm going to ask for some drugs. My first question is, how much and where'd you get it?
That is nuts.
Dear God.
Malice, convicted on malice aforethought. Both prosecutors and defense attorneys agreed that Sanders unlawfully killed Knighton, as opposed to lawfully killing them. But a first-degree murder conviction in Oklahoma requires proof of malice aforethought. The defense team argued that when Sanders strangled Knighton, he was trying to take control of the situation, not kill Knighton. So it was self-defense then. Imagine. Doug, you're the judge. All right. Your Honor, please. All right. Bigfoot was coming. Larry had to do what he had to do. All right. Can you at least sympathize with that?
Bigfoot doesn't exist, you moron.
No. Listen. He had... You're not even fucking there. All right.
You know, he should have done it in the 50 square mile part of Yellowstone where there ain't no laws.
Oh, dear God, let's not bring that up.
What, the zone of death?
Death Valley?
No,
Yeah,
Death Valley's... No,
There's
sorry,
a
Death
50
Valley's in
there's a 50
California.
square mile area in National Yellowstone Park where laws just don't exist.
You can legally murder somebody.
You can do anything you want there, and
Parentheses.
Want to close it?
I don't have a camera on me.
Well, thank you all for watching. If you like it, subscribe,
Share it.
share it with your friends.
Share it is a big thing. Please, share it. That's the biggest thing.
Share it.
Share it on Facebook.
thank you guys for watching. We'll catch you on the next episode, and everyone have a good night.